Hello everyone, welcome to episode 20 of Football Manager 2020. Somehow, despite the fact that we're overperforming on everything, the board is only moderately happy with us instead of in the A's. I don't know what could possibly be upsetting them about my management. It's not like we're $8 million in debt or anything. Anyway, today we have our South African FA Cup match against Chippa'd, followed by the second leg against Asante Kotoko. So it should be a pretty easy day. We pummeled Chippa'd mercilessly the last time, although they tend to play better in cup matches than league play, so they might be a little challenging. And then when we're playing Kotoko, we're starting with a 4-goal lead, so that might be an opportunity to rest some people through this busy spell, but we'll see how the team's looking at that time. It's a busy month, but we've got enough spacing between the games that I don't think we're going to have serious problems. Like 3 days is plenty of recovery time before the Chippa'd match, and then it's a little tight to the Kotoko, but it should be enough that everyone's back on their feet. I kind of want to keep bringing strong teams to every game just because I don't want to disrupt things when they're working. You can see how dominant we were against Kotoko. I don't think I mentioned this, but if you're managing an international team every week, you get that slate of games where your players are playing and you can get the option to attend one. I recommend not doing that because it literally sims the entire game like you're managing it, but you can't control anything, so you just end up sitting there for like 10 minutes watching it. And I mean, it's not the worst, but it really kills any sort of progress in the game to be doing it. Oh, that's brutal. But he's out for 5 months. I don't think we've ever actually used him. He might have gotten like 1 cap from me or something. So it's not a huge loss, but that sucks for him. Chippa'd is back to playing good for his lone team. I know he wasn't happy for a while there and he was struggling, so. Oh, he's still in a bad mood about that. He's playing well, but he's in a bad mood. Great. Not much I can do about it, though. I could recall him, but I don't want to recall him off the loan. He's not breaking into the first team here, and he needs to be playing. They're suggesting a bit of a weaker team for this Chippa'd match. I'm hoping this is just because people are a little tired when they sent me the suggestions and that they don't actually want me to start Saket Long at left wing. But we could probably win with this team. And oh, well, yeah, that was just because people were tired, because they're already suggesting numerous changes because I accidentally clicked through the screen when they initially sent me that. I thought maybe the assistant coaches knew something I didn't about how tired some people were getting, but it was just that I got that email the day after a match. It's alright, I don't mind these weaker players getting some practice at those positions. Who do they want for this under 21s? All people that I have no intention of playing in the actual match. So yeah, you can take them. Might be a little nice to have them on the bench, but not enough to deprive the under 21s of using them if they want to start them. I was just going to comment that not much is going on, and all of a sudden I just got this massive email dump right before the match that I have to get through right quick. I mean, really, I have as much time as I want, but I'm imagining, just knowing the time, this is like I'm on my way out the door to go manage the match, and all these emails come in. Because I'm pretty sure this is the time stop where it's actually going to go straight into the match. Either that or it's the morning of the match and I have one more skipping of time before I actually manage, but I'm pretty sure this is the actual, like, I'm going to the match right now. And it's just a whole bunch of people I set them scouting that all seem at least decent for the team. One of them was only a 50, which is right on the bottom of where I'll consider bringing someone in. But it's still worth trying. Like, even these people who are on the fringes, well, this guy's not good enough to actually bring in. Especially not for a Frenchman, because he'll never make the top team with my limits on foreign players. But what I was saying is, it's good to bring those people in that are, corner cases, because you can develop them more, and you never know when you're going to get hit with a slate of injuries and need to actually use them. And even if you don't end up using them, you can usually sell them for a profit later on if you've developed them a bit. So it's worth trying to bring them in usually. Okay, there is one more time jump. I wasn't quite on my way out the door when all those emails came in. That's a little better. Nice to see that I don't have to worry about anyone's medical condition in this match. Tunkara is not fully recovered, nor is McFarlane, but I don't really intend on starting either one of them. Maybe Tunkara could have been considered for a start, but I'm alright with not using him. Good conditions for this match. Oh no, they are thinking I should start Tunkara. I mean, Tunkara is a phenomenal player, so I would prefer to have him in than just about anyone else. Let's see. Don't love having Fountain in, but that's fine. Saketlong's really weak out on the wing here, like I was saying, but I think this is a matter of resting the stronger players for the more important matches. We can easily beat Chippa'd with this team, so I'm not going to change it around. Like, I could put... Oh, wrong button. I could put... It's going to be... I don't usually do it this way. I'm trying to... Here we go. This is what I was looking for. Yeah, he's pretty much the only person who's fresh and available at the moment. There must be an injury I'm forgetting about. Because I normally put Walker. Oh, that's right. Walker's suspended. That's why. Okay. I couldn't remember why we were getting that, or why he wasn't there, but that's right. Walker's suspended for yellow cards. So we're just going to have to focus up the right for this match, but that's alright. We've been focusing up the right anyway when there's typically weaker players there, so no reason they won't keep doing it now that I've got Tunkara back. We can see there how they're a little rusty playing with Tunkara because it's been a while since I've had him in that role. Williams got himself a knock immediately. We're 3 minutes in. He's got a bruised ankle. Hopefully that doesn't. A bruised ankle alone isn't bad, but it can escalate into something worse now that his condition is knocked down. He's at 70% right now, which is not great, but usually when it's an injury, they recover fairly quickly. So he'll probably bounce back up to 85 or 86, but even so, by the end of the match, he might be down enough to take a more serious injury, and I really don't want to lose Williams for a while. It's not the worst since he's really only in for cups, but I've got a lot of cup games in the next little while, and I'd like to use them. Tunkara is putting in work early. He's trying to show us why he needs to be in the squad all the time. But I mean, it wasn't that I didn't want to play him. It's that he's been pretty much injured for the last 4 months. Like, it just showed that he was back from a bruised ankle, which isn't bad. But he had that, I think it was a hip injury or a knee injury earlier that had him out since about November. So he doesn't need to prove anything to me. I wasn't not playing him because I didn't think he was good. So Ketlong's actually making a bit of an impact over there on the left wing. I mean, I don't think he's better than Walker, but I'm not hating him in that position as much as I expected when I saw the 2 stars. I'd like to get another goal in before the half. I'm not super worried about Chippa'd, but 1 goal is not the lead I would like, and I really don't want to have to play extra time right now. The schedule's not that brutal for regular matches, but if we have to play 120 minutes, that's going to really hurt some people's stamina, especially with Williams hurt already. Like, he'll not make the Confederation Cup match if he has to go 120 minutes with that injury. And I really don't want to sub him because that's one of the weakest positions on the team. If I can keep Williams in for the entire game, I'm going to be very happy. But I have to keep an eye on that injury because if we're winning, I don't want to risk losing him either. He's looking like it's not really affecting his play, even though he's all the way down to 63%. So he didn't recover as much as I had hoped from that injury, which means I might have to sub him in the second half. If he goes below 60, I'm going to have to seriously consider it because he won't be ready to go for the Confederation Cup match. Yeah, he's looking exhausted already. I'm going to have to really keep an eye on him. I still don't. Now that we're tied, I really don't want to sub him. But I might have to do it. That was a good goal for Calastro, though. Nice assist from Moses. I think I can get one back in regulation, but this is what I was worried about. I know Williams is really tired, but McQuaquina is playing like garbage, and I think that's more pressing, so I'm going to bring Torre in. See if he can spice things up at the front and get us that goal back. Maybe I should have brought in Traore. He's tends to be a little bit. Oh, Williams got another bruise on his ankle. Great. That's what I was worried about. The injuries start stacking. He's down to 59%. I really want to keep him in, though. I'm going to pull Domini for Tau. I'm still trying to get a goal back in regulation. I think that long term has a better chance for Williams. If we go back up, I'll sub him in at 80, but I think it's most important to ensure that we win this game than it is to ensure that I have him for the next match where I'm going in with a 4-goal lead. Right. It's either Adam or Williams at this point. I have Siassi to play for Adam. Do I have anyone that can take Williams' place? I don't have anyone that can slot into Williams' spot very comfortably, so it's going to be Siassi, and we're just going to try to nurse Williams through to the end of the match. Siassi's actually excellent there. Our lack of depth in that position is really unfortunate for Williams because I wanted to get him off there, but I'm not putting in an unskilled player when we're in a tie game and potentially going to go to extra time. Or we're just going to straight up lose. This is what I was saying about Chippa'd playing way better in cups than they do in league play, because this is not the first time they've done this to me. And now that I have no subs left, Torre has gone down injured. This game's just turning into a disaster. That Torre injury could really bite me later in the season. Glad I put him in instead of Traore, though, because I'd rather lose Torre. Well, that went horrible. But this is why I show all the games, not just the ones that I expect to go well. So Nudlovo made it 361 minutes before he got beat. Sinago made his 25th appearance for us, and Tunkara made his 75th career appearance. Yeah, I'm not going to yell at them. We played well. Like, there's nothing I'm disappointed with how our team performed. We just weren't the better team that day, and that's football. Sometimes that happens. They beat us fair and square. The board is disappointed with that, but not overly. Torre tore his hamstring. Fuck. That's bad. That was probably Torre's last ever game for us. Because he's out for the rest of the season. And with me having to cut costs so much, I don't think I can keep paying this guy $256,000 a year. Like, I'm probably going to lose him over the summer. I'd like to hold on to him, but youth intake. Attending the youth games like this is a little different than so this is just a bit. We're gonna throw the top team in against the kids, see how they do. I want to get people feeling a little positive again before they go up to the African Cup. Like, yeah, the only person who didn't play well was Makwakwina. So I really can't be mad about the team. Alright, I don't know why I didn't want to grab that bar. You can see even after that level of fatigue that Williams took the last match, we're still starting him because I just don't have anyone else worth putting in at that position. Atladisa at wing is a little bit of an experiment as well, but we are deliberately playing some of our weaker players here because it's Kitoko. We're leading them by 4. And I think away goals matter in this match. So, like, those are 4 away goals we have. They're going to have to score 4 to tie us. I mean, it doesn't really matter in this case because all the goals scored are going to be away goals potentially, but they need 4 to tie us. If we can even get 1, we're just through. I can't see them possibly getting 5 against us at home. So I'm willing to play some of the weaker players. McFarlane's finally back from rehab. I could have already played him because he was doing so well in rehab, but now he's officially back. And this is why I was saying, like, you don't want to attend international games because this is how it plays out. Like, we're going to have an extra match in here because we're just going to end up watching this, and I can't do anything to control things here. I'm not actually coaching. This is just to get a feel for the new youth candidates. That was actually a pretty nice strike. A lot of times these youth candidate tryout games are pretty uneventful. But yeah, the international matches are structured like this, but it tends a lot more happens. At least if you go again, if you're following like your top candidates, if you're following maybe someone that's in like a local league somewhere or so, it's not so bad. But like with Canada, we've got people playing for Liverpool and stuff. We'll get games with a lot of highlights. I probably should have skipped attending this game since I'm recording, but I just clicked it out of habit. The youth candidates we're getting this year are actually looking decent so far, though. I'll have to wait for the assistant coach's breakdown. It'll probably come in next episode because it usually takes them a couple of days to assess everyone. But we might actually be getting a good crop this year, which is really good given our current financial status because we're not going to be able to recruit much from outside of the club. So it's going to be important to develop strong players on our own. Now the under 19s are starting to dominate possession, but I mean they should be the vastly better team here. They play together regularly. These kids are getting thrown together for the first time ever. So the experience of the under 19 should dominate here. The fact that they're not already up a goal or so is speaking to how good this crop of youth actually is. And also, the under 19s right now have a fair number of our starters in there. Like I saw Melula a minute ago. There's D. I've started D before. Mashangesi, Matenjwa. They're not our best players that are showing up, but these are people that have Nick Selle. I've had him in the team before. There's Foster. Like, these are people that get minutes with the regular team. Shobeni scored the goal, assisted by Foster. Those kids are really defending well. I'm impressed. Of course, because a lot of these people are getting used, it's going to require some changes for my Conference Cup squad. Which, if I was in a less secure position, I'd be worried about. But right now, I'm fine with letting like really inexperienced players get some time with the first team. So I'm fine with this. Like and like starting Torre over Matenjwa is probably going to just make the team better. So I'm alright with that one. Or Traore, sorry. Torre's got the torn hamstring. He's out for a while. Yeah, it's starting to break down now. It's showing the difference in ability between the two sides. That was nice defending. I mean, Foster's not the best player, but he's played with the first team before. He's definitely come off the bench. I can't remember if I've ever actually started him. The under 19 coach is really holding off on making any subs. Meduli, I think that's one of the kids, or at least he's not someone that plays for the first team, so I'm not super worried about that injury. If that's embarrassing. Foster getting stripped by some random 15-year-old. Second half is a little more eventful than the first half was. Not sure what they were going for there. We're really the under 19s are starting to dominate now. It was close early on, but now it's just turning into a runaway. Might have been a little premature for me to get really excited about this crop. They're starting they don't. It's hard to tell how good they really are because I let the starters go and get minutes down there, so they're playing against really strong competition. But I'm gonna have to wait for the coach's report to see how this crop of youngsters is actually shaping up. Chauvini's just running up his tally now. He got an assist from Safema. It's a friendly though, so that doesn't actually count towards his tally for the year. There we go. Here's some subs. Getting CB a couple of minutes. That always makes me happy. And he immediately scores. This is why I want to hang on to him for next year when I'm probably going to need him. Because he's good. He's not great, but he's a good player. And as I have to cut the more inflated wage budgets I brought in to bring in better players, it's going to fall to guys like him to carry the team again. Only 3 additional minutes. It's kind of funny they still give you the little football report even though it's just like a youth candidate tryout match. Only 2 of them look good this year. We got a striker who could be retrained as a central midfielder, and a fullback who could be trained as an attacking midfielder. Sure. That's disappointing. Not a lot of quality there. They were looking good early, but everything fell apart, and they actually got bodied worse than most teams of youth candidates. So I'm not shocked that there were only 2 that showed up as actually worth signing. It's not fantastic for the state of the team next year, but really not surprised. And yeah, McFarlane's been slacking on his training since he came back from his injury. I think that was only like a day ago. So, not terrible slacking, but we hold people to a high level here. Yeah, it's literally like a day ago. I can see the note of him resuming training just 4 emails down. I'm going to let everyone go to the reserve because it's after this match, so it just gives people who didn't get used in the match a chance to still get some match play. The transfers I wasn't expecting to work out aren't working out. It's mostly to just keep the board happy so that they're sending contracts to those people that aren't going to come instead of people that might and I don't want. Because they're going to send contracts regardless. It's one thing, if you let your board make hires, they're going to constantly have an attempt to get someone in action. Tunkara's his condition's still not great, but that's because he was played in that match yesterday. I'm probably not going to end up actually using him. Pitch hasn't degraded much this year. That's nice. Strong winds. Oof, but I don't care. I don't need to actually win this game. I just need to not lose it. Horribly. I can even lose by 3 goals and I don't care. It's bad for morale for the team, but got Walker back at least. And I'm playing Mirosavic forwards, which usually doesn't work out well, but he needs experience in that position. Like, it's not a great team we're bringing today. Matia's not up to snuff. Mirosavic's pretty bad in that position. Fountain's not up to snuff. Otladisa's pretty bad. Other than that, we got good players and still. Williams is still really tired. This is what I was worried about when he took that ankle injury. Sinago's decently tired. Walker's still kind of tired. But that's alright. This is a chance. This match was always going to be a chance for me to play less experienced players or people out of position and get some people some rest because they're not scoring 4 goals. They're just not. That was an aggressive tackle from Walker there. I don't want him getting carded. He's one of my most important players, and I just got him back from that last suspension. Don't know how wise it is for them to just be launching the ball forward like that in the high wind. We're trying to keep it down low, like even that long pass back to Nedlovo was on the ground, but they're just launching it up in the air. This is a bit of an issue though. The unfamiliar fullbacks that I put in are not comfortable launching the or advancing the ball, so they're having a really hard time getting through even relatively mild defensive lines. I played a ball from the back a lot, but these guys just don't get experience with it, and so they're really timid. We haven't threatened goal at all this match so far, but we've been absolutely controlling possession. And that's the most important thing. They can't score if they don't have the ball. They're looking pretty lost on this defense overall. Like, we're not good here, but they really seem uncomfortable. Like, that was just sloppy passing on their part. Anytime they touch it, they almost immediately either put it out or lose it to us. And it helps that, well, a lot of my team that I have out there don't have great ability levels. They're pretty much all super comfortable in the positions I'm playing them, so they know the intricacies of the role. They just don't necessarily have the physical ability to meet them. This Poku's been getting the ball a fair bit. He's a potential problem. There we go. We've pretty much definitely won this tie now. Ladiso got that call for his first of the season, assisted by Williams. I think he had a couple of last year, because I was a little surprised this was his first, but I guess I don't really play him. He was pretty common off the bench last year, but I strengthened up those positions. So he's another player like Sammy Seaweed that might be getting time again when I have to sell half the team over the summer. I'm actually surprised no one's come sniffing around knowing our financial situation, trying to set up a deal before the transfer window opens. Kind of glad, because I don't want people knowing that they're leaving the team in the summer. It's not exactly going to encourage them to play hard if they know that they're gone in like a month and a half. Williams is already tired. I think I have a league game next, so he'll probably get rested there because I don't play him in the league. So it's not the worst if I run him a little ragged right now, but you can see we're just not as crisp as usual because a lot of these players aren't used to playing in these positions. The big one is Matenjwa playing forward. I usually have him once or twice a season up there, but not enough for him to really get comfortable. I just want him to keep a hand in it so that if I get an injury problem there, I can play him forward if I have to. I've got a fair number of full backs at the club, so that's not a position that I really need to worry about as much. Managed to hurt one of their players. Team's playing pretty good. The only person disappointing me is once again McQuaquan. So we're going to bring in Traore for him. This is why I'm glad it was Torre that got hurt, because Traore's my best striker. Actually, no, Torre was better than him. I got him mixed up. Well, then I'm kind of disappointed that he's the one who got hurt. Our second best, because the best is Mkwakwana, despite the way he's been performing in the last couple of games. Looks like they're trying to get something out of this tie. Even just a consolation goal at this point, but we're going to try to prevent that. I like that big goose egg up on the scoreboard on their side. Mirsavic's not been playing poorly in his new position, but he really only has one move, which is dump it up for Williams and Walker. But that's kind of alright. Dumping it to Williams and Walker seems like one of our strongest attacking strategies. Since we lost Mabule, it's almost entirely shifted over to the left wing for our attacking. Although now that we have our right winger back, I'm hoping for a little more equitable spread. I'm going to get Walker off. Williams is just straight up our best player. We'll get Walker off for Matengwa. He's not playing fantastic today. Let's see if I can get a little more out of Matengwa. He's not quite as good at that role, but I guess it keeps saying I don't need good results here. And the nice thing is, that one goal ensures that this will still go in the book as a win, even if we don't score anything more, which feels better than drawing. Pretty consistent across the board. Only person playing not that well is Sinago. Only one not on 9, so I guess I'll sub him for Adam. I'll be honest, this is kind of a substitution just to make a substitution. There's no reason I feel that I need Adam over. And it's just, I have another substitution. I might as well use it. Get another pair of fresh legs on the field. I could have tried to get Williams off for someone that can't really play the position just to rest him. But I'm not going to start him in the next match anyway, so I don't really need to rest him. I could wear him right down and he'll have like a week and a half to recover before he's actually in a position to be played. Oh, I am playing Adam out of position. Yeah, he's really not great there. But get him some practice in that position. I was thinking I was substituting him for Siasi for some reason. But yeah, this is fine. This will just get Adams a couple of minutes out of position there if I need it. Oh, they actually drew me. Oh no, he was offside, okay. I thought he seemed awful open. So yeah, not an impressive win, but it does get us back in the win column. which is probably the most important thing to come out of that game. It means we're heading back in the right direction. If I was going to take a loss, I'd much rather it happen in the cup where it did. So yeah, we advanced to the semifinal where we have Hearts of Oak, who are another team that we should be vastly better than. Another Ghanan team. We're just getting all of Ghana today. We're the home team this time, so we're going to have them at home first, which should allow us to bully them, and then it gets us Super Sport potentially, who are a bit of a challenge this year, or Wydad Casablanca, who look to also be a potential challenge for us. So it's going to be an interesting final if we get through Hearts of Oak. I mean, I feel good about it, but I really don't know. It looks like we have them next, which really doesn't seem right. Oh, these are just key matches, that's why. Okay. Had me confused then. We'll look at our proper schedule for what's coming up to end the episode. Because that clearly wasn't all of it. We have Real Kings away. Yeah, next session's just going to be a Premiership match. We have Real Kings away, and then we have Super Sport, who, well, could be a good preview for the final if we get the All-South African final. I'm kind of hoping we get Casablanca, because that's the more interesting matchup. We play Super Sport a lot, but we'll see how that goes next time. For today, thanks for watching, everyone, and have a good day.